Welcome to our video about the legendary samurai, Miyamoto Musashi. Minamoto Musashi, or from his real name Shinmen Benesukwas, was born on the 13th of November 1584 in Oharicho, Japan. He is one of the emblematic figures of Japan, master bushi, calligrapher, recognized painter, philosopher, but above all the most famous fencer in the history of the country. Before the birth of Musashi, his grandfather was a very good fencer linked to the Akamatsu clan by his lord Shinmen Igie no Kami from the Shinmen clan, who as a reward allowed him to bear his surname. Musashi's father was known as Muni. For obscure reasons, Muni distanced himself from Lord Shinmen's entourage and retreated to the village of Miyamoto Mura, where presumably Miyamoto was born and where his surname, Musashi, originates from. His father died when he was 7 years old. According to a legend, Miyamoto Musashi made fun of his fencer father who ended up getting impatient. That day, Munisai was busy carving a toothpick and, tired of his offspring's teasing, lost his temper and threw his knife in the direction of his son, who dodged the weapon with his head. More furious, Munisai allegedly threw the blade again. But Musashi knew how to avoid him again. Out of himself, his father would have driven him out of his home, which forced the little one to spend his childhood under the tutelage of his uncle, monk and owner of a monastery. His first prowesses as a fencer, he fought a duel and killed for the first time at 13, against Arima Kihei in 1596. When he was 16, he participated in the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, which saw the victory of the army of Tokugawa Ieyasu following the death of Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Committed to the losing side, he was left for dead on the battlefield but survived his injuries. The Yoshioka one-handed duels incident, this happened in 1604, when Musashi was around 20 years old. The Yoshioka family was a renowned family of fencers from Kyoto, and they had a successful fencing school. Musashi challenged the school and was accepted for a duel. However, rather than using his katana, Musashi came armed with a wooden sword and fought all 79 members of the school, defeating them all one after another. His most famous duel, Miyamoto Musashi's most well-known duel, is arguably his duel against Sasaki Kojiro, also known as the Battle of Ganryujima. This duel took place on April 13, 1612 on a small island near the city of Kakura, in the province of Busan in Japan. Kojiro was a very skilled swordsman and had a high reputation, but Musashi came armed with a bakken, a wooden sword, and defeated Kojiro using a technique called tsubaimgeishi, the flying swallow technique. It involves a sudden, rapid movement of the blade. Musashi's victory in this duel cemented his reputation as a master swordsman and helped establish his position as one of Japan's greatest warriors. The Fushimi Beach Spear, in 1629, when Musashi was in his 60s and had retired as a warrior. Nagao Hachiman, the son of Nagatsun Hachiman, a former adversary of Musashi, had sought to avenge his father's loss to Musashi in a previous duel. One day while Musashi was walking on Fushimi Beach in Kyoto, Nagao Hachiman suddenly appeared and tried to kill him from behind with a spear. However, Musashi dodged the attack and quickly disarmed Nagao Hachiman using his bakken. Instead of killing Nagao Hachiman, Musashi opted to save his life, believing that would be lesson enough for him. His last days, in the early spring of 1645, Musashi put his body crippled with pain to the test and began the arduous ascent of the path leading to the Ryagando cave. In April of the same year, aware of the imminence of his death, he wrote a courteous missive to the attention of the senior vassals of the Hosokawa clan, and shortly after sending this letter to the addressees, Musashi undertook the final and arduous ascent of Mount Iwado, towards the Ryagando cave where, isolated from the commerce of men, he waited serenely death. Thanks for watching our video about Miyamoto Musashi, one of the most iconic figures in Japanese history. We hope you enjoyed learning about his life. If you want to discover more about Musashi and the world of samurai culture, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos.